having this visit with me today. This is definitely testing my, not boundaries, but my expertise, that's for sure. I'm glad that you and Rob know what you're doing.
Well, it's always good to, expand your horizons, and especially when it comes to computers.
Yes, true enough. So that was good. So you have been in McEwen for a while.
Yep,
How
for
long?
about 5 years.
How long have you been in this business?
Yeah, I've been in this business since, well, professionally for over 10 years, but I actually got into computers in my teenage years. So I started around 14. I built a server in my parents' house, and then things just got better from there. I had one of my wealthier friends had a whole bunch of computer stuff that his dad would bring home. His dad was a chemical engineer, and so they would get all kinds of stuff from where he worked, and then they just essentially, his dad would let us play with whatever we wanted to, and it was good for expanding the imagination and learning a bunch of new stuff.
So when you're helping or in this business, what is your favorite thing to work on?
As strange as it's going to sound, it's usually something I've never encountered before. So the one thing that I had at my previous job before I started my own business, I was actually the manager of a good size IT company. And there it was sort of like throw you to the wolves. The two owners would bid on any job. And then even if they knew the technology or not, and then the employees would just sort of have to do it. You know what I mean? And as the manager, I got into situations a lot of times that were pretty hairy, but we always managed to pull it off. And the more I've been, the more I've had my own business, I've discovered that the corporate environment kind of works a lot like that. There's been many situations where, another business will approach me and just say, hey, we need this done. Can you do this? And you're like, well, I mean, I've done stuff similar, so yes, you know what I mean? And then you just end up doing it. And it's nice because it's a learning experience and you figure it out. And my business has grown substantially over 5 years.
Nice. That's a good thing. So do you like small, household, or do you like big, or do you like medium, or they all have their own set of challenges?
So the largest company that I currently have a contract with has between 200 and 400 employees. So I don't know what that's categorized. I think by, some random person's standards, that's considered a small business or a medium business. Even though for me, I mean, I look at the amount of stuff that I end up doing for them and it doesn't seem small. And then I have residential people that approach me. I have, someone that needs their iPhone screen fixed, and we do that, right? So it runs the gamut. Whatever happens to be what someone needs is what we do. There's no real limitation. I've even done Hutterite colonies. I've set up rural Wi-Fi connections and stuff like that. We've done, you name it, there's probably very little we haven't done.
Now, do you like Apple products, or do you like whatever it is that I use?
I have zero preference in operating system. I used to back in the day. I mean, there's in the community, and I'm sure the tech guys that end up watching this, they'll know that usually there's I'll just use the one term and they'll know exactly what I'm talking about when it comes to Team Red or Team Blue, and those are processors. But there's also a lot of people that tend to sort of either use Windows or OS X or Linux. We have servers running, you name it. In fact, I would say the majority of them are running Linux-based stuff, but we also have Windows servers. We do Macintosh repairs, or I guess Apple repairs. There's nothing we don't do. So I have no preference myself. Some of my employees will pick their sides, but I do not.
So do you do much advertising, or is this repeat referral?
I have done zero advertising. I bought a bunch of advertising stuff and haven't done any of it.
Okay. Well, it's the best way to go. This is the first advertising I've bought in 20 years. And really, it was just because I live in this neighborhood and I wanted to get to know other people in the neighborhood and try to promote. So I'm with you. No advertising is the best way to go.
I was going to say, you've done a really good job. I watched the other videos. And of course, they're in a much more conducive environment because you're sitting right across from the other owner or the other proprietor. But I thought those videos were great.
That would be the photographer.
I don't take any credit.
Oh dear. Let me see what else. So do you enjoy the building the business part, or do you enjoy the tech part better?
My heart has always kind of been with the tech stuff. I'm actually studying right now to get a certification in artificial intelligence. So I really do like the tech stuff. The tech stuff appeals to me just a little bit more. But that isn't to say that it's all important. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm learning stuff all the time that I'm able to pass along. I have other friends that are just starting up businesses now too that, I've been able to say, hey, don't make these mistakes that I made. So,
That is fun though, when you can help people. I completely agree. Yeah. If they're individual, just because this would be something I would be curious about, do you have a certain amount of time per week, per month that you hope people do, or do they just do whenever they need you? When you're serving somebody that's just an individual versus a company?
So it depends on what it is that they require. So, for example, I've had customers that will phone me up super late on a Saturday night or Sunday night and be like, hey, I'm in a huge pinch, right? Something along the lines of, I don't know, I have a report due, or I have some business thing, something crapped out. Maybe I didn't save a file. Maybe I did. You name it, right? Something important has come up. Can you help me with this? Or another tech firm. I've had that happen where they phone me up in crazy hours, Monday night at 3 a.m. Hey, server's down. We don't know what to do, and as weird as it's going to sound, we're slightly cheaper than some of the other places as far as emergency calls go. So they'll pay our emergency rate per hour, and yeah, we'll do what we can for them. So, I mean, it depends on what they need. With Thunderclap, my sort of take on how I've grown my business is more, I help you now and you help me later. Like, I've done a fair amount of pro bono work, which is, I think, part of the reason why I haven't had to advertise is because it'll be like, hey, I need help designing a website. Okay, well, and especially for businesses that are just starting, there are options online. I mean, you can go to Squarespace or Wix or one of these free, but honestly, those aren't very nice websites, and they're free for a reason, right?
I believe that.
I'm just being honest. So they want to put their best foot forward or what have you, and a lot of people are doing side jobs as well, right? They'll have their primary career, and then they'll want to sell on eBay or Amazon or something, Kijiji or garage sale or something, and they need help with whatever, right? It could even just be some person, house mom, house husband, who needs to snap photos of something that they want to sell online, and they're like, hey, my lighting isn't working. Feel free to call us. We can show you the programs that will do, background editing, all kinds of stuff, right? And usually I'm not going to ask for an hourly rate for that. I'll just give you a quick overview. Hey, here's, 15, 20, 30 minutes of my time. And then if further down the road you're, looking to purchase a computer or a laptop, or you're starting your own business and you need a server or help with whatever, don't forget about us, right? So, one thing I will say, specifically regarding McEwen, is it okay if I address one of the other businesses you did a video with? So, I really like the Brixton Pub. They are awesome. And the one thing though, they don't stock enough dark beer. They got to get some porters and some stouts in there.
I'm sure that Becky will take note of that, Tim. You know what? Yeah. For me, I love Brixton's Pub because they have fabulous gluten-free pizza.
Oh, absolutely they do. And for me, actually, the one thing that kind of caught me off guard was I ordered some edamame beans there. And they bring you this huge portion you could easily share with 2 friends. No problem, right? It's a good place. It's a good place to unwind.